All right, we are going to be doing an assignment while I am out of town. You're going to have a sub for 4 days. It is a cut flower farming research project. So you were assigned a flower on Friday. If you were absent, if you go to Google Classroom, so say for example, yours doesn't look like mine, but say for example, Henry Feast was absent. So we're going to go to Henry Feast. When he opens up his cut flower research project, the first slide is going to say, you have celosia flowers. So his assigned flower is celosia. So then he'll change this eventually, right? He's not going to keep that on there, but his assigned flower is celosia because he was absent. I assigned it. If I missed you by accident, what you're going to do, and I don't know why my little video is not working. There's my video. Yay, there's me. Okay, so if you were absent and I didn't have it on your title slide, there's this little jar that has flower names, and you don't get to choose which one. You're just going to randomly pick one because you don't know. It might be a cool thing and you just don't realize it because you're not familiar with it. So like say, for example, sweet peas. So sweet peas, not the vegetable, sweet peas, the flower. And then take a picture of it, make sure you put it on your slide. That's what you're going to be researching. And then you put it back in the jar so that in case another class period that happens. Also, there are a few students, I'm pretty positive, in first and second hour that you drew a paper and you probably forgot what it was. And because it was over the weekend. And it wasn't until third hour that I was like, write this down. Oops. So if you're in first or second hour, and you forgot because I didn't force you to write it down, you are going to draw a new plant, ornamental grasses. Okay. All right. So, hey, I have this now. Let me see. I don't know if I can move it though. Oh, whatever. Okay. So the assignment. Each of these bullet points is going to have a slide. So you are going to research your flower. I highly suggest that you research the flower first before building the slideshow. Because you want to make sure you're not just creating a slideshow. You need to know about it. Like you're going to be presenting it. And this is a big assignment. So say, for example, you're doing sunflowers. There's two websites here. This one and this one. I'll start with this one right here. I'm going to open it. So I highly suggest in every single one, read the introduction. Okay, read the introduction of what sunflowers are. So if I go to this first one that shows Johnny seeds, this is the introduction of what sunflowers are, right? There's even a comparison chart along with other traits. Here are sunflower comparison charts. Dwarf sunflowers, perennial sunflowers, tall sunflowers. I'm sure there's I don't know where this comparison chart is. Anyways, so, and then each of these flowers has an introduction to kind of what they are. But then there's like more detailed information down here, grower information here. And then on Johnny Seeds, which almost every single flower has a link to Johnny Seeds to choose the varieties. At the bottom, it says product features, easy choice, greenhouse performer, used for cut flowers and bouquets. So like say you did zinnias. We'll click on zinnias. You're researching zinnias. So if I click on, I really like these queenie ones. They're kind of funky. So the first one, Johnny's exclusive, which means they're only found at Johnny Seeds, and they are used for cut flowers and bouquets. Remember the Snapdragons had something a little bit different. Oh, So Johnny's exclusive. This is just for this type, Potomac Early Sunrise Mix. Easy choice, greenhouse performer. That means that they're grown really well in the greenhouse. Used for cut flowers and bouquets, edible flowers, fragrant, and attracts beneficial insects. So quite a lot of information there for the snapdragons, which is kind of cool. All right. So let's go back. I don't know why my little webcam went away. It's okay. So how do you grow your flower? When do they flower? How long do they flower? So when you go to these websites that I've been given, that I gave you, so again, let's say it's sunflowers. Click here. Okay, so it says variety selection, day length sensitivity, pollen petals, color, site selection. That means like where do you plant it? What kind of soil do you plant it in? Flower sizes. Germination means how do you get the seeds to grow? Okay, so it says it takes 7 to 14 days when the temperature is room temperature. So that's room temperature. Direct sowing. That means that you plant it outside in the ground, and then it tells you how to do it. Like how deep do you plant it? How long does it take for it to come up? Transplanting. If you want an earlier crop, you can transplant. So that means you start it inside and in 50 or 72 cell plug flats. If you don't know what some of these things mean, look it up. Okay, so cell plug flats. So I'm going to open up a cell plug flats. I'm going to put 72 because one of them said 72. So I go to images, and it's a tray. Okay, it's a tray that has 72 holes in it. So make sure that if you're reading information and you're like, I don't know what that means, that you are looking into it. So it talks about succession planting. So maybe you're like, what does succession planting mean? And like maybe it doesn't explain it in here. You can look it up, right? Pests, diseases, harvest, post-harvest care. Boron deficiency means it's a certain kind of fertilizer that it might not have. Okay, so you have a whole bunch of information here. I highly suggest, again, that you read through the data that you're given before you just start whacking away at your slides and like limiting what you're learning. Okay. How do you harvest this flower? Interesting facts or special uses. So maybe, like I think I remember a while ago reading that sunflowers are medicinal, right? Maybe sunflowers are used in certain types of arrangements to mean certain things, right? Your slide where it says photos of your flowers and arrangements. So say we're doing sunflowers in arrangements. So you could totally use Pinterest for this, right? Go to images. So you don't necessarily want to have it just by itself, right? But you could like have an arrangement where it showcases the sunflowers. Some of these are really traditional when you like just Google search it. So say I go to Pinterest and the Pinterest for flowers. If you don't have a Pinterest account, they're awesome. So I'm going to put sunflower floral arrangements. And maybe you want to look what they look like in, I know I spelled that wrong, in wedding bouquets, right? Or they're commonly grown in the summer. So maybe it's for summer arrangements. That was really cool, but big. That's for like a banquet or something. So anyways, again, you would look and see cool pictures that have sunflowers. Make sure that you're not choosing something where it's a fake flower. That's real, but sometimes they're fake pictures. And then the 5 slides of varieties, and this is explained on the next 2 slides. And then you need to make sure you have all the websites that you use. So if you use Pinterest, you're going to have like a websites used cited page or whatever of all the websites you use, including Pinterest. So this next one, it says slides on varieties. You will choose at least 5 different varieties of the flower you are assigned. Each variety will have its own slide with a photo and bullet points of info on that variety. So say, for example, yours is, I'm going to choose Celosia this time. So it says name of the flower with the link to the varieties. So I'm going to choose Celosia because it's one of those hard to pronounce flower names. And there's 24 different kinds here, but I'll explain. So make sure that whichever ones you're choosing and that you're picking this show more or whatever. So this one's a feather type, and this is a plume type, and this is a, these crested type, maybe? Crested, yeah. So you have crested, you have, this is like a plume type, this is a feather type. So it'll like, there's lots of varieties in Celosia, which is kind of cool. So say you want to make sure that whichever varieties you're choosing, that you're not choosing all of them that look the same, but just different colors. So you want to make sure that you're choosing a really nice variety of Celosias between this is my favorite type that looks like coral or brains or whatever, right? They look like brains. And then you're going to put them on a slide, really big picture. So say we do flamingo feather. So flamingo feather, right? Flamingo feather, and we're going to find a picture. I think I found it already. Nope, that's just the title. And then I'm going to copy this picture, which is gigantic. And I want a really big picture taking up half the page. And then the other half the page, I'm going to put facts, like in bullet points. Bullet points right here, right? So bullet points about the flamingo feather. And then you're going to do 5 of those, right? That's really simple part of the assignment. One of the types of flowers that I found, which was Cosmos, and it might be other ones too, when you go to Johnny Seeds, I know Cosmos come in oranges and yellows, and I'm not seeing any of those colors here. So I wanted to mention, I wanted to take a look. Cupcake blush. I'm looking at the names really quick. So this first websites that may be helpful, it says GeoSeeds for different varieties of flowers that may not be on Johnny Seeds. So GeoSeeds, there's a lot of flowers to choose from. The reason why I didn't choose it is that there's no pictures. So let's scroll down to Cosmos. Cucumbers, I went too far. It's alphabetical. Chrysanthemum, Coleus, Coreopsis, Cosmos. Okay, and then it'll talk about the variety over to the right, but you still don't have an idea of what it looks like. I'm looking for ones that are like yellow or orange because I want things to look a little bit different from each other, and I don't want all of them to be like pink, and dark pink, and light pink. Pureful Whites, Showy Double Flowers, Fizzy Series. So I'm going to take this Fizzy Series, I'm going to open it up in a website, and I'm going to put Cosmos. I want to see what they look like. So put images. I want to make sure too that I visit the website. Oh, look at it, it's Johnny Seeds. Ha ha ha. To see if the type of flower matches the flower in the picture. So Hero, yellow pastel. Okay, let's do this Hero. Paste. All right. Ooh, look at it. It's kind of a yellow color. Japanese Hero Cosmos. So we're going to go to the website, which is probably some kind of seed website. Okay, so here's the picture. They're kind of funky colored. Talks about what they look like, growing tips. Might have some customer reviews with some other pictures. Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. There are a lot of vegetables that I order from there. All right, so Large flowers, collarettes, bold new color, ruby red to rose. See, I feel like Johnny Seeds has a ton of color pictures. Anyways, you can take any of these. Sulfur was I looked at this earlier and that was really cool, the Sulfur Cosmos. So I'm going to hit paste, Sulfur Cosmos. Here's the orange that I was talking about. Really, really pretty. So Cosmos Sulfur Bright Lights Mix. I'm going to click visit because I might like these colors as far as a variety that is not showing up on Johnny Seeds. So if you're not finding, or if you want more choices than just Johnny Seeds, if you go to GeoSeeds, the catalog, and it's alphabetical, Dahlia. So there's Dahlia seeds here, not Dahlia tubers. And, probably like just about everything else. Probably not tulips though, because tulips are a bulb. All right. Anyways, what other information do I need to give you? Like I said, go to these websites that I provided to you. They're legitimate, really good websites that talk about how to grow your flowers. Read through them. I want you to know what you're talking about during your presentation. And I want you to make sure too, let me see if I can show my picture again. To show my stern face. That as soon as I'm back from my trip, we're going to start presentations. So you need to make sure that you are using your class time wisely with the sub. And it is not, we have a sub, so I'm not going to do what the sub is asking me to do, because I am telling you this is what we're doing. And if we come back and you are not ready for your presentation, you will lose score for not being prepared. And I'm going to be like, okay, you're going to lose part of your points because you weren't ready and you've had plenty of time during class. Make sure that at the beginning of each day, let me show you the sub plans. So it says Monday, don't let the students start working on their Chromebooks until they finish watching this short video. These videos are to help you understand flower farming. So like this first video, let me see how long it is. It's 9 minutes, okay? 9-minute video. That's probably the longest of them. The next one, this one's 3 minutes and this one's 2 minutes. So the start of each class, you're going to watch a video with the sub. You're going to pay attention to the video. It's giving you information to help you. This one's a really good on how to dry cut flowers. Because a lot of the flowers that you guys have are can be used for cut flowers. So that way you have kind of an idea. And then after the video, then you can work on your assignment. All right. So I don't know why my little video keeps on stopping. It's weird. You can email me questions, but I don't know what my internet's going to be like, and the time difference is like 7 or 8 hours. So I will try and answer, but I probably won't be prompt. I might be sleeping. So anyways, have a great week. Enjoy learning about your flowers, and I'll see you on when am I going to see you? October